Julie Ryan, noted psychic and medical intuitive, is ready to answer your personal questions, even those you never knew you could ask. For more than 20 years, as she's developed and refined her intuitive skills, Julie used her knowledge as a successful inventor and businesswoman to help others. Now, she wants to help you grow, heal, and get the answers you've been longing to hear. Do you have a question for someone who's transitioned? Do you have a medical issue? What about your pet's health or behavior? Perhaps you have a loved one who's close to death and you'd like to know what's happening. Are you on the path to fulfill your life's purpose? No matter where you are in the world, take a journey to the other side and ask Julie Ryan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this week. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all around the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. We have a bunch of callers on hold tonight, so it'll be fun to talk with them, see what their questions are, and see how we can answer them. And what's going on down here? Getting ready in Sweet Home, Alabama, getting ready for Labor Day weekend. We have big plans, so I hope you do too. I hope yours is going to be fun. To all of our friends in Florida that are battening down the hatches for that hurricane coming in, I have been texting with a couple of girlfriends that live on the Atlantic coast, and they're getting the sandbags ready and that kind of jazz. So hopefully it will just go out to sea and not make landfall, but everybody down there stay safe. You know, this podcast will be available before that storm hits. I think it's supposed to hit on Monday. And then a couple of other quick stories. One, I had something really fun happen recently, and it was kind of the culmination of this fun event. My mother, who was born in 1925, sang on the radio as a very small child in Columbus, Ohio, from like 29 to about 1932. So my brother-in-law, who's the widower of my late sister, Joan, my little sister who died, 2010, so 9 years ago, called me a few months ago, and he said, I had all this, he owns antique stores, and he said, I had all these pieces of sheet music that showed up at one of my stores. One of my dealers had it, and it has your mother's name and address on all of these pieces of sheet music. And it has Meemaw, my grandmother, it's in Meemaw's penmanship. Do you want it? And I said, absolutely. So he sent it to me, and I got it all framed. Well, not all of it. There were probably 30 pieces. But I got 15 pieces framed, and they're going to go in our home. And I picked up the framed pieces today. And some of this music, you guys, has got to be close to 100 years old, because it was probably old when my mother got a hold of it. And so she was singing at the age of about 5, on the radio. And in with the folder was 3 postcards that my Meemaw had addressed with my mother's name, and on the back of the postcard was the reminder to be at the radio studio on such and such a date, such and such time. And she wrote the address, and she put the house number and the street, and then she just put city, which I thought was hilarious. She didn't put Columbus, Ohio. She put city. So I ask you, how did that show up, of all places, in my brother-in-law's antique store? Where has it been all these years? And do you think my mother wanted me to have it? Absolutely. And some of the sheet music has composer names on it like, Rogers and Hammerstein, Rogers and Hart, Irving Berlin. One of the pieces has William Fox. Well, William Fox founded Fox Studios in L.A., and my son works for Fox and goes to work on the Fox Studios lot. So what's the chance of that? So anyways, I just thought that was a remarkable story. I thought you'd get a kick out of hearing it as much as I appreciate telling it to you. And then the amen at the end of this story is when I pulled into my driveway with all these pieces of music in my car, there was this gigantic hawk flying over my house. I mean, not very far up from the roof, just circling, like You did good, girl. So just wanted to share all that with you. You know, I'm a hawk lady now, and hawks are spiritual messengers, and it was just kind of like Spirit saying, you did good on this, girl. So I thought that was remarkable. Just wanted to share it with you. Okay, so let's go to the phone, and let's see who's with us this evening. I believe our first caller is Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for taking my call. I really appreciate this.
You are welcome. Please tell everybody where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Birmingham, Alabama.
I know, just down the road from me.
I know, we're so close to each other.
What's that?
We're so close to each other.
That's right. That's right. Well, good. Well, you got a question for me?
I do have a question. I have two really small questions, one about a family member and the main one really about me.
Yeah.
I have felt for a long time that I'm just not in the right place. Am I supposed to be in Birmingham? I can't seem to find a calling or a happiness here.
Mhm. Well, I don't think there's any supposed to for anything, Brian. I think that's where our free will comes in, and we get to decide what we want to do and when we want to do it and where we want to do it and all of that. I think when we look too far in the future, sometimes it can paralyze us or stymie us, and then nothing happens. So what I encourage you to do is, you know, the old saying, follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. What are you interested in?
Well, you know, it's so hard to even figure that out. I mean, I'm 46. Today is my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Well, thank you. In all of my years, I just don't seem to have a direction of what makes me happy. And when I say what makes me happy, I'm talking about like a job or a purpose. Of course, I have many things that make me happy outside of a job, but I want a calling, like a calling that makes me feel like I'm giving back to the world, or a purpose, for lack of a better word.
Well, what do you like to do that involves that kind of stuff? Do you have a charity or a philanthropy that you are involved with?
I actually do. I started volunteering at the community kitchens, which is a kitchen here in Birmingham that feeds the homeless or needy. And I volunteered there for a good year, and then they actually hired me on after somebody quit in the business. And I do get a lot of joy out of it. It's just not a full-time job. It's not something that provides me the money that I need to sustain my life. But I feel very fortunate that I can do it, and it feels a lot more like volunteering rather than a job. So it does make me feel good about doing it, but I am looking for more.
Well, it sounds to me like that's your first clue, is that you enjoy that environment and serving the community like that. So my guess, or what I would suggest, is look for other opportunities in that arena. Maybe not even necessarily in Birmingham. Just when you find something you like and you feel good doing it, then take the next step, and then that's going to lead you to something else. Does that make sense?
Well, it does make sense. Yes, thank you.
You are so welcome.
And
Thanks
if
for
you
calling.
don't mind can I ask one really quick question about a family member?
Sure.
My grandparents, my maternal grandparents, were my entire life. And I know that my grandmother loved me. My grandfather died before he knew me as an adult. I'd like to know if he loves me and accepts me for the adult that I am.
Oh, absolutely. All spirits are pure love and light. Absolutely.
Oh, wonderful.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was easy.
That was easy. Thanks for calling. Take care.
Yeah, thank you so much, Julie. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. I believe our next caller is Amy. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Julie.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks.
Great. I'm calling from Westfield, Iowa. And
Okay.
I have been struggling all summer with some muscle tightness. And I happened to read some of my journals from years back, and I came across 7 years ago I'm dealing with the same muscle tightness. So I'm thinking, okay, I really need to dig into this. What is that about? Well, now I can feel muscle tightness on my complete right side of my body, on the bottom of my foot, wrapped up around my ankle, the back of my leg, around my hip, up my back, into my shoulder, and even my right eye keeps twitching. So I'm wondering if you could help me figure out the source of that and how I need to work on healing it.
Mm-hmm. Take some magnesium.
Nice.
Yeah. When you were telling me about all this, I went ahead and connected to you, Amy. Mm-hmm. And so I watched a laser beam come from my body here. Excuse me, I'm dealing with the tail end of a cold here this week. So excuse my coughing tonight. I watched a laser beam go from my body here in Birmingham up to you in Iowa. And I had a hologram of you, so I shot energy from your feet up through the top of your head, and that's what I got right off the bat was low magnesium. So go get some magnesium. If you don't want to take it orally, you can go get some Epsom salts. You can get that at the grocery store or the drugstore, and put it in a bath and soak your feet in it or sit in a bath in it, and that will help. But I think that will take care of it right away. If you start getting diarrhea, back off on the amount of magnesium because it can cause that. But I think that's what's going on, and I think it's an easy fix.
Do you know the root cause of it?
Low magnesium.
Okay, physically, okay.
Yeah, it's a physical thing. It's a physiology thing.
Thank you so much. This was awesome.
You are so welcome, girl.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, just most Americans in particular are really low in magnesium, and sometimes elderly people that are on a lot of pharmaceuticals, prescriptions, that can leach magnesium. But I don't think you probably are.
No.
I just get low magnesium. Easy fix.
Perfect. That's what I needed.
Well, good. Well, thanks for calling.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
You bet. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see who's next. I believe it is Miss Jillian. Hi, Jillian.
Hi, Julie. It's Jillian, and I'm calling from Atlanta. How are you doing?
How are you? Great.
Wonderful.
How are you?
Good. I loved your story about your Meemaw. My mom was a Meemaw to my kids. She was grandma to all the other, grandkids, but to my kids, she was a Meemaw, so it was very special.
I think it's a Southern thing. Is that a Southern name for grandmother? I don't hear it elsewhere in the country, and my older cousins lived in Memphis when they named her Meemaw, and when I moved to the South, I realized that's pretty common down here. But
I remember my son was 18 months old, and I said something to him. I said, we're going to go see Grandma. And he said, Meemaw. And I said, Grandma. And he said, Meemaw. And so from then on, she became Meemaw. And that's why she was only Meemaw to our kids. And the funny thing is, he did the same thing with my husband's father, named him Peepaw.
Oh.
Nobody else called him Peepaw. So he literally named those two, and at a young age, it was just kind of uncanny. So I don't know. There's something going on there.
Isn't that a wild story, though, Jillian? How does
it really
that show up, in all of the places those pieces of sheet music could have shown up, let alone in town? My mother was behind it. I know she was, from heaven.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no other explanation.
I love that. I love that. That's
thanks.
Great. So anyway, I'm actually calling in about my husband, Randy, and he knows I'm calling in and asking for special healing. He hurt his knee about a week ago, and I was wondering if you could take a look at it, see what it is, and what he needs to do about it.
Sure. Absolutely. So here
zap it with some healing.
Comes my laser beam heading over to Hot Atlanta from Alabama. She's only a couple hours from me, you guys. Atlanta's only a couple hours from me. So quick laser beam trip. All right. Got you. Going in from you to him. Okay, got Randy. All right. His right knee is inflamed. Is his right knee the one that's injured?
I can't remember, and he's not here.
All right. Well, you can find out when he gets home.
For some reason, I think it says left, but I just can't picture it.
And sometimes it's the opposite knee that hasn't been injured shows up first because it's inflamed because it's getting all the use. You know, it's getting overused. So, anyways, I just follow where my radar goes. So the right knee is inflamed. It looks like it's swollen. So what did he do to it? It looks like it's swollen on the kneecap itself.
He was playing tennis, and he felt something like on the back side of the knee.
Like an ACL?
I don't know. That's the question.
It looks meniscal to me. It looks meniscal. That's what I'm seeing. The meniscus, it'll get like a little tear in it that almost looks like a flap. So what I'm watching happen is I'm watching that get repaired. Like if you had a piece of stretchy plastic, Jillian, and you made a V-shaped cut in it, when that flap gets backwards, you know, when the flap kind of is open is when it hurts like crazy. And so that'll heal. So I've sutured it up energetically. Now I'm watching this energetic glue, for lack of a better word, put on it, and that's going to seal where the sutures were. And kind of like, you know, that fake skin, liquid skin you can buy instead of using a Band-Aid when you get a paper cut. You just paint that.
Right. Yeah, the surgical glue.
Yeah, it's surgical glue, exactly. That's what I'm watching happen. So let me look at left knee. Left knee needed to be adjusted, like in a chiropractic adjustment. The right one, I'm sure, will too, but see if that helps.
Okay.
I think he's got a meniscal tear. Some people like to have surgery for that. Normally they heal on their own if you can power through the pain.
Well, he has a high pain tolerance, so he wouldn't do surgery unless he really, really had to, I don't think. It
may curb his tennis game for a little bit, but hopefully not too long. Okay.
Well, and I have a really quick question. This is actually about you with your laser beam. Does it come out like out of your third eye, or does it come out the top of your head? How does that work?
It comes from my third eye, and it goes directionally across maps, across oceans, and whatever, depending on where the person is that I'm talking to. Okay. And so it's called a bioplasmic streamer.
Wow.
So I hook into my spirit hooks into your spirit. And then at the end of the show, I've got all these bioplasmic streamers in me. And when I see them afterwards, they're in my upper abdomen, and I pull them out. Because I don't see the connection anymore. So that's how I'm able to get information when I need it, by connecting with your spirit. And that's why I don't do it unless I have permission, because I think it's an invasion of privacy.
Right.
It would be
so it goes out of your third eye to the person, but then you connect like a cord to your abdomen area.
Yeah. And it looks like an umbilical cord, like a thin umbilical cord when I pull them out afterwards after I'm done working with somebody.
That is fascinating.
Wild. I know. It's wild. I teach all about that in my class, which, by the way, I've got a couple of slots left. So if any of you are interested in joining us, start September 14th, Jillian and everybody listening. And we have a really great group assembling already. And it's going to be 4 Saturdays in a row online. We're all in a virtual classroom. It's a blast. We learn a lot. It will rock your world and change your life forever in a good way. So
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, great question. Thanks for asking me.
Well, thank you, Julie. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your time and everything you do.
Take care. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Okay, let's see who's next. I believe it is Melda. Hi, Melda.
Hi, Julie.
Hey, girl.
I'm great. I was so excited to hear your story. And I just
No, thanks. It was fun to tell it.
What if you contacted your mom? I guess you didn't really need to because you got a lot of verification by everything that was happening. But I just wondered what she would say if you connected with her.
Oh, I did already. I said, you obviously wanted me to have this, and she said, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
And then she wants me to give them to my son someday. So I spent a fortune getting these things framed. Let me tell you, oh, my God, I about had a stroke when the framer told me how much the bill was going to be. I said, I can't pay that much. We have to work something out. And he dropped the price a lot. I mean, it was crazy. But it's 15 pieces, and they're big. Wow. You know, they're not 8.5 by 11. They're bigger. They're like 9 by 12. So, but yeah. Melda, tell everybody where you're calling from, please.
I'm calling from the Bay Area in California.
All righty. And you got a question for me?
Well, I know that there's been a lot of hype out with the celery juice being the answer to all of our health problems. And I did it for a while, and I've gone to the grocery store with Les for the last 4 times, and I forget my celery. And I don't know whether I'm getting old or whether it's a message that's saying you don't need it.
So you know how to do this. You ask the question, is it in my best interest to ... And then the first thing that comes in, we're going to ask a question to God, the universe, your spirit guides, your deceased loved ones, the whole group, angels, you know, saints and angels, I mean, everybody. And then the first thing that comes in your head within a second is going to be them answering you. And, you know, spirits are really specific. So we want to be as literal as we can and as specific as we can. So I would think the question is, what, is it in my best interest? You finish it.
To have celery juice.
Okay, what's the first thing that came in your head? Huh?
It was a no.
I got a no, too.
And I'm thinking, oh, that's got to be strange. It's supposed to help.
Well, like everything, Melda, you know, one size fits all, not usually. Not usually. So how do you feel when you use it? Do you feel better? Does it make a huge difference in how you feel, your energy level, that kind of thing? Pay attention to that in addition to the guidance that you get. But let's ask in another way. Is it in Melda's best interest to drink celery juice daily at this point in her life?
Did I get a no?
A no as well.
I feel okay for the first couple days. I feel like, wow, I feel really empty and I don't feel bloated. But after that, I really don't feel any different. So,
well, the fact that you've gone without it and you don't feel any differently, I think that tells you a lot. So I think it's individual.
It's funny that, why am I forgetting my celery?
Yeah. There's more to the story there than meets the eye, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, pay attention to that. You know, if you feel led to get it again, try it again. But right now it sounds to me like you're getting validation for not drinking it at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Hope that helps.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I want to be part of your class, and I can't do it this time because I'm going to be traveling, but I'm looking to joining the group in the future.
Oh, we would love to have you. Love to have you. Okay, Melda, take care.
Thanks so much.
Colin. You bet. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, let's see who's next. And I think It is. What do I have? I think it's Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Excuse me. Michelle?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. This is Michelle from Brighton, Michigan.
Hi, Michelle. How are you, girl?
I'm okay. Obviously.
Good.
I'm calling for a reason.
Okay. Well, you can call for a reason that even when you're okay, it's okay.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's very true. I am having dizziness and things going on with my head. I don't know if it's connected to some cranial sacral I had a few months back, but I keep getting dizzy when I move my head a certain way, and sometimes it feels like it's twisting inside.
Okay. So I'm getting you on my radar, and let's see what's going on. So I just watched a chiropractic adjustment to your neck. Do you go to a chiropractor in addition to the cranial sacral stuff?
I did, yes. I do go, and I did go a couple of times for it.
I'm trying to remember the name of the vertigo treatment that they do. It's like little crystals in the inner ear get messed up. And there's a name for it, and I'm just blanking on it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she didn't seem to think I needed that. So
Epley maneuver is what it's called. Yeah. The Epley maneuver. That's what I'm watching happen to you energetically. Yeah, I would explore that, Michelle. I think that's what's going on.
Would that cause the twisting that I feel like happens? Yeah,
absolutely will cause the dizziness.
Right.
Yeah. I'm getting, that's what I'm getting right now, is to try that. Do you know a practitioner that can do that for you?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Go check that out. And I think it'll make you feel a lot better. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for calling.
So much.
You bet. Okay. Thanks. Bye. Okay. I believe our next caller is Lois. Hi, Lois.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm calling you from New Orleans.
New Orleans.
And I've been told, I've been told I have a spot on my lung.
Oh.
And, of course, it scares me to find out if it's cancer. But I wonder if you could tell me what it is.
Sure. All right. So here comes my laser beam heading south, well, southwest from me, about 4 to 5 hours, depending on traffic. One of my favorite cities. The site of my 40th birthday party, by the way, Lois. I had 9 of my best girlfriends fly in from all over the country, and we spent the weekend together in New Orleans. And it was a blast. We had so much fun.
Oh, how great. How great.
So fun. Stayed at the Windsor Court. You know, the whole weekend was about thank you for being a gift in my life. So I said, you guys get there and I'll take care of everything else. So I picked up the hotel and all the meals and everything. Then it was during the Junior League Showcase House. So we got to show that. We ate in Commanders and we ate at Windsor Court and private dining room.
Oh, my God, all the best places.
Oh, my God. It was so much fun. We just had a ball.
Yeah.
But they did a roast for me. They did a roast for me in one of the suites, all my girlfriends. They brought pictures, Lois. I don't even know where they found some of them, because some of them have been my friends since childhood. Oh, my God. They were awful. But they had Mardi Gras beads strung on the pictures, on the plants, on the whatever. And they had the concierge detain me while they went up and decorated the suite. It was just hysterical.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. Yeah. This is a great place. I love New Orleans. I've lived here all my life.
I can tell by your accent. All right. Got you on my radar, looking at you from behind. So I'm looking at your lungs from behind. I'm seeing something on the right side. Is that where they're seeing something? On your right lung?
Yes, on the right one.
Sorry, I'm seeing it. Okay. So I'm going to encapsulate it into do you know those cooking bags that Reynolds Wrap used to have when I was a kid, back 40 years ago, 30 years ago, where you'd put a roast or something in it, and then my mom thought it would break since she didn't have to clean it up.
Yes.
So I encapsulate those cells, and I'm pulling them out. We're getting them out. The reason why I like to encapsulate them is I don't want them spreading anywhere. And then we're going to do a healing on your DNA. Okay?
Oh, great. Great.
So I'm getting that out. Okay. And so now I've got a chromosome, a big X chromosome that's come out of you, and there are 2 strands of DNA that have come out. The strand of DNA is the recipe that tells the cells how to behave. And it can have 100,000 letters on it. Lois, it can have up to 1 billion letters on it. When environmental factors normally, because illness is very rarely genetic, like hereditary genetic.
Right.
So it's usually from some environmental factor. What happens is it causes the DNA to mutate, and then it causes the cells to misbehave as far as their replication process. So I'm watching these 2 strands of DNA get resequenced back to normal. And the letters that I see are ATCG, and that's the letters that are on the DNA, and they're in, a bazillion different sequences. So the first strand is reconfigured. It's popped back into the chromosome. Second one has as well. Have you had mold exposure? Have you had mold in one of your homes?
One of the doctors, who is an alternative female doctor, Dr. Ross, said it was mold on the lung.
I believe it's mold too. Now, mold can make you really, really sick, and my guess is if you lived there all your life, you probably had some water damage during Katrina at least, perhaps some other storms.
Well, not Katrina, not anything that I remember, but could be.
Yeah, so it's just damp down there, and there's a lot of old stuff down there that's mold.
Yeah.
So consider that, and if you have mold in your home, remediate it, because I believe that's what's causing your problem. So we just fixed the DNA energetically, and you want to look up this test, Lois. It's called the ERMI test, ERMI, the ERMI test.
ERMI test, TEST.
Yeah. ERMI, the ERMI, it's like Environmental Registry of Mold Index or something like that. It's the most comprehensive test you can do. Do it in your home, and it will tell you whether you have a mold issue or not. And then if you need remediation, call them in.
If I need what?
If you need remediation, if it's that test, if you do it in your home,
okay,
it will tell you whether you have a mold issue or not.
Okay, in the home or in me?
In the home. It's a home test.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and do it, but this is a fairly new house, and we had termite problems, but not. And I know they would have found mold if we had mold, but I'll go ahead and do that.
What you may want to do too is you may want to schedule a private appointment with me, Lois. I can scan your house, and I'll be able to tell if you've got mold, and I'll be able to tell you where it is.
Okay.
Okay. So consider that. Just ask JulieRyan.com. But I think you need to pay attention to that. I think it's caused by mold, and I think you're going to be fine. But keep on with the. It's good that they're monitoring that spot. I've removed it. How healings work, Lois, is it can happen instantly, get integrated into the body. It can take days, weeks, months. It may need some medical intervention. But it's always up to your spirit's prerogative how it best wants to use the healing to further help you experience whatever it is you want to experience in this lifetime. So, it's part of that free will thing and, the spirit connection thing. But it's taken care of on the energetic level. So hopefully it will integrate quickly into your body.
Well, I'm 82 years old, and I've never been sick in my life, and even this has not. I wouldn't have even known it if my doctor hadn't. She's a alternative doctor, and if she hadn't have spotted it, I wouldn't have even known it. So I want to thank you, and I wanted to get your opinion, and I certainly do as you advised, and I'll keep in touch.
Okay, girl. Sounds good. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Okay, let's see who's next. I believe it's Doug. Hi, Doug.
Hey, Julie. How you doing tonight? This is Doug. I'm calling from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good, thank you. It's an honor to speak to you finally.
Oh, thanks. My brother-in-law, who I was telling you owns the antique stores, he grew up in Pittsburgh. Lovely
awesome,
town.
Awesome.
Lovely
yes,
town.
It is. Very beautiful, very beautiful tonight.
Gets more lovely all the time. They've redone so much of it.
Oh, I know. They keep doing it, thank gosh. But hey, real quickly, I had two health-related questions I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
If you can. I had right meniscus knee surgery, about a year and a half ago, 2 years, and it didn't seem to take. I mean, I know there's arthritis in there and stuff, but I'm having a really tough time, like running on it and just, it aches and pains. I had 2 cortisone shots in it, but I know you can only get so many of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's still really painful.
Yeah, it is. It's odd, and it probably is arthritis. I know there's not much you could do with that, so to speak. Yeah.
Okay. So let me get you on my radar, Doug, and I'm going to look at it, and we'll see what's going on.
Okay, cool.
Excuse me, for those of you that are first-time listeners or haven't been listening very long, I'm an inventor of orthopedic surgery devices, Doug, and so I've been in about a bazillion knee scopes in my day in surgery. And what arthritis looks like, and you have it, you're right, what it looks like is rock crystals. Like salt crystals that you put into a salt shaker and then you grind it to pulverize it to sprinkle it on your food.
Yes.
And that's what it looks like in my head, and that's what it looks like on the monitors in the operating room. So what I'm doing is I'm clearing that out, and that's what causes the arthritis. You've got some in your left knee as well. So I'm doing that. Okay, I see the meniscal repair, where they took care of that. Okay, so I'm getting that it's arthritis that's causing your pain, and there's a lot you can do with arthritis with your diet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because arthritis is inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
So stay low on the food chain, Doug. If God made it, eat it. If man made it in a factory, do your best to avoid it.
Gotcha. I've heard that before.
Yeah, try and keep as much on the, holistic and organic and all of that as you can. There's a gut biome test that you can do if you want to get really specific that'll tell you these are your best foods to eat to have a robust immune system and keep your inflammation levels low. But inflammation is really the root cause of arthritis. And most people that change their diets and take out the processed stuff and the sugar, they really seriously reduce their pain. The other thing is, I know that you've got to be familiar, or you don't have to be, but I'm sure your doctors are familiar with and are working with the stem cell energy.
Yes.
And the stem cell repair.
It's very popular now.
Yeah, find out who the Steelers orthopedists are in town, and I would call them and go see them.
Okay, for the stem cell. That's awesome.
Yeah, for the stem cell and see what they can do, because there's a lot of stuff happening along those lines. And it's getting to the point where I think it's going to help prevent total joints even. So
I bet. That's tremendous. You're right.
What I'm going to do in the short run is I'm going to put some stem cell energy in there. It's going to add cartilage. Stem cell energy looks like light amber colored gel, and it has sparkles in it, Doug. And it will regenerate whatever we need and regenerates body parts, sometimes whole organs, and then they show up on the scans, and the doctors are baffled. It's a riot when that happens.
That sounds awesome, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm putting that. Your right knee looks more inflamed than your left. Is that the side you had surgery on?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay. All right. So stem cell energy is going in there. It's going to generate some more cartilage. That'll give you a little padding.
Tremendous.
I'm putting some on the left side too. So hopefully that'll give you a little relief. But I think find the best sports medicine guys in town. You know, the guy who's the practice that Pitt uses, that the Steelers use, the Pirates.
Yes,
there's
right there at UPMC. Yes.
There you go. UPMC is, they're one of the top orthopedic hospitals in the world.
Oh yeah, no doubt. They do have a great reputation. Great.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing, real quickly, if I can. Over the past year or so, I've had a lot of ear and sinus infections, and so I went to an ENT gentleman, and he said I had a deviated septum, and he said, well, maybe surgery could fix that. And then he recommended go see a ear person as well and see what's going on. So I don't know if the deviated septum surgery would help or not.
Diet's going to help you as much as anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I mean, it really does. Try that first. Email me at julie@julieryan.com. I'll send you a half-off link on that gut biome test if you're interested. Anybody that's listening, same thing. Email me and I'll send you a link on that. And I know so many people that have had that surgery, Doug, and there was no change.
I figures. That'd be my luck.
Their diet stays the same. Food is the best medicine, and food can be really inflammatory, and that's what ear and sinus infections are, is it's inflammation.
Okay. That I'm definitely going to email you for the bio test, for sure.
Okay. All righty. Thanks for calling.
Hey, thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the holiday weekend. Thanks.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. We do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-770-4160, and the access code is 533677#. You can find this information a whole bunch of different places on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, anywhere you download podcasts. We're on a whole bunch of networks. It's in the show notes of the podcast. On YouTube, on Alexa, all that information is there. You can listen to the show on Alexa. Just say, Alexa, play Ask Julie Ryan. And if you have a smartphone, you can say, Siri, play the Ask Julie Ryan podcast, or play Ask Julie Ryan podcast, and Siri will play it for you. When you're on my site, sign up for my blog, because it's a question that somebody has submitted online, and then I answer it each week, and in the body of the email is all this call-in information. And then the last place to find it is on social media. I'll put a graphic up with the call-in information on the morning of the show, and I'll say, hey, you're doing a live show. Remember to call in if you want to join us. So I'm at Ask Julie Ryan on Instagram, Ask Julie Ryan on Facebook, so remember that. And then when you're on my site, sign up for a private appointment, and then I'll have a whole hour to talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you want to talk about multiple things, if you want to talk to a deceased loved one, do a medical thing, whatever, we can do as much as time allows. And it's really fun for me to have you all to myself for an hour, and we'll get all your questions answered and find out what's going on. And then that's where you sign up for my training too, Ask Julie Ryan. All right, here's the question from this week, and it comes from Carmel, and she lives in County Galway, Ireland. I've been there. It's beautiful. And she says, hi, Julie. My mother's 88 and recently had a second kidney stent inserted. Unfortunately, she continues to have kidney infections and other ailments. Her doctor says she'll have to live with the pain and soreness because her body's not happy with the stent and views it as a foreign body, which causes her the pain and bleeding. The stents do cause that, pain and bleeding. It appears my mom will have to have the stent removed every 6 months and have a new stent inserted. She can only undergo the operation under local anesthetic, and she's not well enough to use general anesthesia. She still lives on her own and finds all of this very stressful. Is there anything that I need to know that could help my mom? Also, I'm wondering if the transition stage has begun for her. I'd welcome any advice. Thank you in advance for your assistance. Regards, Carmel. And here's my response. Hi, Carmel. First, at this moment in time, your mother isn't dying and isn't in any of the 12 phases of transition. Hope that provides some immediate comfort to you. What the 12 phases of transition are, for those of you that don't know, is when every one of us is dying and every one of our loved ones was dying, we're surrounded by angels and deceased loved ones who are there to greet us and welcome us to heaven, lead us to heaven and greet us. So if you're on my site, AskJulieRyan.com, you can click on the 12 phases of transition, and there are graphics that show the different phases. I can scan somebody, and in an instant I can tell you how close to death they are based on what phase they're in. What's the configuration of the angels and the deceased loved ones? All right. I went on to say the urology department at the University of Michigan, and I put in parentheses in the USA, because she's in Ireland. She may not have ever heard of Michigan before. The University of Michigan website says a ureteral stent is a soft tube about 10 to 12 inches long and is placed under the ureter, which is the muscular tube that drains urine from the kidney to the bladder. It goes on to say the purpose of a stent is to hold the ureter open and maintain drainage of urine. It usually is used temporarily, although in some cases a blockage of the ureter is managed long-term with a stent, end quote. And I went on to say, sounds like this is what's going on with your mom. In order to get more information on how to help your mom, I first energetically connected to you and from you to her. I then asked her, telepathically, for permission to scan her, and she agreed. What I saw in my mind's eye was that her left kidney looked quite diseased. I then saw a healing occur that used stem cell energy to regenerate and revitalize her kidney. Stem cell energy looks like light amber-colored gel, and it has sparkles in it. Doug, that's what we were just talking about. That's what I used on your knee. Once it was infused into your mom's kidney, a centrifuge formed above the kidney, causing a vortex-like spinning to happen. The spinning transforms the stem cell energy into whatever body part is needed. I've seen it used countless times with innumerable organs, tissues, muscle, brain matter, etc. It's amazing. Your mother's right kidney didn't look too well either, so I did the same healing on it. Energetic healings can integrate into the body instantly, can take days, weeks, or months, and may need some medical intervention like a stent. It's always the person's spirit's prerogative to implement the healing in a way that best serves the spirit's plan of what it wants to experience in this lifetime. As for what you can do to help her, get her to drink lots of water to keep her kidneys flushed. Having said all that, I hope this healing helps your mom feel better. So, Carmel, thank you for that question. Hope your mom's doing better, and hope that healing takes. Lois, that's what I was talking about, that it's up to the spirit's prerogative. Lois was ahead of Doug, our guest this evening, and it's just up to the person's spirit to integrate it into their body, however it's going to best serve them. So thanks for that question, Carmel. All right, let's go back to the phones and see who else we have. I believe it's Musa. Hi, Musa. Musa, are you there? Musa may be muted. All right, I'll come back to Musa. All right, I think it's Vicky is after Musa. Hi, Vicky.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Very good.
Where are you calling us from?
I am calling from Chicago.
All right, terrific. You got a question for us?
I do. So I'm actually calling for a friend who can't call in at this time.
Yeah.
And her and her husband have been struggling with infertility for about 3 years. And I think there's a little bit of a family history with her parents with that, and maybe even her grandparents, but I can't remember. I think her, she just started to get some answers, but was hoping you could scan her to see if maybe you could get some more insight on what's going on, and if you can see like infant spirit bubbles around her and whether those would be adoptive or natural.
Sure. What's her name, Ann?
Her name is Tara.
Tara.
That's okay.
T-A-R-A?
Her name is Tara. Yes, Tara, and she lives in Denver.
Okay. So I'm watching a laser beam come from me to you, and then it's going to go down to Denver. So it's going to make a big V.
Okay.
All right. Got her. Okay, Tara, I'm talking to Vicki. She says, I know it's fine. Okay, good.
We've talked about you so many times.
Oh, thanks. Because, I won't scan somebody if I don't have their permission because I just think it's wrong. It just ain't right.
Yes.
It's right. All right.
Yes.
So, okay. So, Tara, I don't know if she's going to want to hear this. She's got 4 baby spirits energy above her right shoulder.
Yay!
4. And they look like planes with their landing lights on coming in at night into O'Hare or Midway Airport or any airport, and they're stacked up in the distance waiting to land, one's landing at a time. So she's got 4 of them. I guess she'll give birth to at least some of them at this moment in time. Why don't you have her schedule a private have her do a private appointment with me, and we'll get to the bottom of this. And if there's something going on, I worked with a woman yesterday who was having infertility issues, and she had a blocked fallopian tube, so we fixed it. And I think she's going to be pregnant in short order.
Okay, and I think that's one of the things she has going on too. So I will tell her to schedule with you.
So what we're talking about, everybody, is babies' spirits look like orbs, and they attach to the mother's energy field before they're conceived. And birth babies do, as well as adopted babies. So that's what Vicki's asking me about.
Can I ask a really quick other question?
Sure.
I'm wondering, so you had done a healing on my tinnitus, which it was really good after we did that. And I'm wondering if you can just double check it again real quick. It's come back a little bit, and I don't know if it's still healing or what's
right
going
ear?
on.
Was it right ear, Vicki?
I know it's at least the right ear. I kind of hear it all over my head. So
okay. It's fine. The energy's gone to your right ear. So what I'm doing is there's a scar that's on your right ear that was excised, I think. I worked on the left ear last time. I just came in.
Yeah.
So we're going to fix the right ear this week. Go back and listen to the tape. I don't remember, but I just got that I worked on the left ear. So I'm excising that and putting stem cell energy in there. It's centrifuging. That'll regenerate a new eardrum. So you had an ear infection probably at some point in your life, and you had a little, perforated eardrum, which is not uncommon.
I had tons of them when I was growing up.
Yeah, that's what causes it. So I just regenerated it. So you should be good. I hope it works.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everything you do.
No, thanks, babe. Well, have your friend Tara give me a call.
Okay.
Okay. Schedule an appointment, and then we can talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Vicki. Take care.
All right. Bye. You too.
Okay, our next caller's Anne. So, hi, Anne.
Hi, Julie. Hey, thanks for taking my call again.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm calling from South Carolina, and just referring to that situation with the music earlier. All I could think of was there's no coincidences in life, and
I know.
You bet your mother was trying to get through, for sure.
Absolutely. I agree. And my son's in the entertainment industry, so of course.
Right. You said it for Fox. I did catch that.
I know. What's the chance? And you know what? The other thing, Ann, is my mother's favorite actress was Shirley Temple, and Shirley Temple was Fox's big star back, when she was making the movies when she was little. And Jonathan has taken me to lunch in a Shirley Temple private dining room on the Fox movie studios lot. And I thought of my mother the whole time. I thought my mother would have just be dying if she was in here. She'd be so excited. So I'm sure she was there with us in spirit. So anyways, you got
absolutely.
A quick question for me? We've just got a couple minutes left.
Yes, I do. I want to know if you could tell me if my father's in transition. My father is 93. Well, he's going to be 93. And he told me that he'll be leaving after Christmas. And I my mother has been gone for 30 years. Actually, the 28th of August makes 30 years. And I was just wondering, he has said it before. I mean, I think he wanted to go 30 years ago, to tell you the truth. But
yeah.
But is
what's
he
his
actually
name,
in transition? His name is Florian.
Okay, Florian. What a pretty name. Okay, so I've got him on my radar while you were talking just to save time. I connected to you and from you to your dad. All right. I get he's in phase 7, actually, of 12. But the interesting thing about that is that you may remember Kathy, who called into the show, gosh, for 2 years, and her dad was in phase 11. I mean, 12 is you're heading to heaven with the angels. So it can take days, weeks, months. It can even take years. Kathy's dad took years to check out. So right now I get phase 7. If you email me, Ann, Julie at AskJulieRyan.com, whenever you want an update, call into the show, obviously. But if something, if his health deteriorates quickly or something and you need an update, email me and it'll take me a second and I'll email you back as soon as I see your note and tell you what phase he's in. So I'll be delighted to help you with that.
What's really funny is I just had an astrologer. He periodically does my charts. And he told me that in 5 weeks from the other night when he did my astrology, he said there's going to be a definite, like he could pinpoint it to the day, that there was going to be a major change in my father's health status. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, future stuff is fluid. So it's really interesting when it comes up. That's what he's getting at this moment in time. But future stuff is fluid. Stuff in the past is set in stone. Stuff that's happening right now is set in stone. Stuff in the future has a million variables. So we don't know, what's going to happen there. So I hope that helps and keep us posted. And thanks for calling.
Thank you, Julie. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Take care. Bye, Ann.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, everybody. That is it for this week. To those of you that I didn't get on tonight, please call in next week, and I will do my best to get you on first. To everybody who's listening, thank you for joining us. Be sure to sign up for the free appointment and follow me on Instagram at AskJulieRyan. Sign up for my blog at AskJulieRyan.com and write a review on iTunes for Ask Julie Ryan. So with that, everybody, have a wonderful holiday weekend. People in Florida, stay safe with that crazy hurricane. Hope it diverts out to sea, and I'll talk to you all next week. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Twitter at AskJulieRyan and like her on Facebook at AskJulieRyan. For information on how you can ask Julie your question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.